Welcome back to the show. Hey, we're continuing our focus of women in business and women in tech. We wanted to introduce a fantastic foundation that's Pass the Torch for Women Foundation. I want to introduce to you some ladies around the table here. We have Julie Petr, Executive Director of Pass the Torch. We also have Samantha Burke, National Program Director, as well as Ariel Crawley, Director of IvyWork's Indy Women in Tech. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. This is a great opportunity to be here.
Fantastic.
And you got all their names right, so good job.
I'm about to fail miserably now, aren't I?
No, you didn't. You got them now.
Thank you. Well, if you could be so kind, tell us a little bit about the mission of Pass the Torch for Women, if you could.
Absolutely. So Pass the Torch for Women Foundation has a vision of a world where women are equally represented in all levels of business and government. So it sounds pretty simple, right? Equality. But everything that was discussed in your last segment by Darcy and Audrey Taylor with Women in High Tech really does kind of transcend the business world and government in that women are very poorly represented in both government and business. So we really want a world where women are got an equal pay as men, and we want to be well represented at the leadership opportunities in government and business. So we work with women as they navigate through their career life cycles by providing mentoring, networking opportunities, and as you'll hear about a little bit from Samantha, some professional leadership trainings. And we work with really women that are either seasoned professional executives, women or men, that really have a legacy to give back. They really want to share their wisdom and experience. They offer to mentor either a developing professional or a female college student for an hour a month. They can come in as either a volunteer mentor or they can be a donor and a mentor both. Those are our 500 Circle members. And Audrey, your previous guest, is one of them.
Excellent.
We work with developing professionals that are either new or beginning of their career, or perhaps they've been in an industry for a long time and they want to pivot and go into a different industry and feel that they have wisdom and knowledge to give to a college student, but they also want to mentor themselves. And then finally, we have a great program where we work with female college students. And these are either first in their family to go to college or adult learners that are going back to college later in life. And they are going to be transitioning into the workplace with their education and their degree, but many of them lack contacts. And so we provide them with mentors and networking and professional development. So the whole thing is to get women, equally represented in business and government.
So you're doing all the things, is what I'm hearing. Just everything.
Yeah, everybody get that? That was just like the best dissertation of this program.
It was like slam poetry. It was amazing.
Drop the mic. You're done.
Well, we want to work with people no matter where they are. So again, and people kind of, they're at different places as they go through their careers or their professional lives.
Sure.
And so we want to have a place for everyone.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, any other embellishments on this program? I think we've got it nailed down so far.
Absolutely. I would love to talk about our Project Grow student program.
Yep, that was going to be my next question.
Wonderful. Well, I read your mind, or I read your PowerPoint slide.
Or she's been reading it.
So as Julie mentioned, that we work with those students who come from diverse backgrounds. So 30% are single moms, those going back to school after investing so much of their time into their families, into their communities. They're finally going back into investing themselves. And so it's really an exciting opportunity to work with our students. We go into the institutions and we partner with Ivy Tech Community College here in Indianapolis, IUPUI, IU Bloomington, and then Bay Path University, which is out of Massachusetts, through their American Women's College. So we're launching a virtual program for them.
Oh, wow.
And so these students are able to go through different workshops talking about confidence building, negotiation, stress management, things that I wish I had when I was in college.
Absolutely.
And so being able to bridge some of those gaps, the things that they've never really truly learned, because a lot of them have never had mentors before. And so they come together, and what's really neat and that we found is they've created a sisterhood. And it's something that we didn't anticipate, the sisterhood part of it all. And so this community that comes together to support one another is just such a genuine and authentic result of the program. And so they're able to go through the academic year-long program and then also get matched with really great mentors as well, which is really encouraging for them because they're learning about, what does it mean to be in a professional setting or have a calendar invite or even the soft skills too of, what are stress management skills and how do I actually really propel in the career that I'm looking for? So it's really neat to see kind of like their eyes light up of this really great epiphany of I can be supported and I can get through this.
Well, and Ariel, I want to come to you directly off of that because you're involved with the IvyWorks program. So can you tell us a little bit about that, how it's impacted you, and kind of what your journey's been like?
Of course. So I am the director of IvyWorks, Indy Women in Tech. We are a fairly new organization under Ivy Tech Community College, and what we do is we get female students who are interested in STEM, mostly in tech careers, and take them while they're in their program. We give them academic support, wraparound services, and then we also connect them to mentors. So that is where our partnership with Pass the Torch comes in. And then we also connect them to high-paying jobs within Indianapolis. So really just an all-around program to making sure that women who are interested in tech industry get the education, the professional development, and then the chance at employment once they complete.
Yeah, it sounds like you're there for every step of the journey, which
We
is
are.
nice. Very nice.
Well, I love the investment into Indianapolis because there's so many times that you're going to see a program that is, no offense, national, but it doesn't sit down and
Right.
actually connect to
Put down
different-
roots, really.
absolutely, and be able to match the pursuits of different collegiate programs or other programs.
Absolutely.
So you were very well integrated with the opportunities that are here, and you're able to again be that Sherpa for young college students that are needing that type of support, right?
Right.
No, that's fantastic. You have an event coming up.
Absolutely. This Saturday,
Saturday.
we have an event called the Pass the Torch for Women Netwalk. It is a free, family-friendly event. It's a friend-raiser. It's not a fundraiser. But basically, we're going to celebrate some really great women leaders here in Indianapolis with
Yep.
some awards. We are going to professionally network. This is a great opportunity for the female college students and the developing professionals to rub elbows with some CEOs and senior-level executives here in town. We're going to walk. We are going to shop. We are going to enjoy each other's company. So it's at 9 o'clock, and it's at the Indianapolis Artsgarden and Simon Mall. And we encourage anyone in the public just to come out who wants to learn a little bit more about us. We'll have some great booths, and it'll be a good opportunity to not just get to know new people, but also to pick up some professional business tips and really share best practices. So it's going to be fun.
And shop.
And shop and eat and everything we like to do. So,
Well, your history and your background is really interesting to me, and I think it's probably a large part of why your passion seems so palpable to me. Can you touch on that a little bit? Because I think your story is pretty unique.
well, actually, yeah, I started off when I graduated from college in the hotel business. And I did catering sales and hotel sales, and I did that for a long time. And then I ended up getting pregnant with twins and took 12 years off and stayed home. So when you talk about someone who has, wisdom and expertise in a certain field, but then takes time off or switches industry, you can really find yourselves back at square one. So I worked for the American Heart Association and ran their Go Red for Women program. And then when I had this opportunity to get involved with Pass the Torch for Women Foundation, it was really exciting. This organization does fill a need for providing skilled, educated workers, but it's really a life-changing program for the women that go through the program. If you can elevate someone into a professional field that otherwise would not have been there, you're not just bringing her up, you're bringing her whole family up. Our primary fundraiser, Strata Education Network, has a quote or statistic that they use a lot, which is, of the students in Indiana that want to go into a 2 or 4 year education, only 40% graduate in 6 years. And of those students coming out of our colleges and institutions, 50% are either unemployed or underemployed. So we have a lot of educated people that aren't transitioning well into a professional field. And that is really the gap that Pass the Torch for Women wants to address, which is to take these female college students and these developing professionals, take their education, take their passion and excitement for what they want to do, and really bridge them into a professional job.
I do want to address one comment that you just had there and push pause and just really explore that for a brief second. You're absolutely right. You are bringing their family along, and you are changing the course of an entire family and generations to come. But it's even more than that, is that there's a ripple effect that happens as more and more women are empowered to be able to change their career and be able to explore the STEM environment and raise the awareness of what women can do in this industry. That crosses families. That gets into friends. That gets into networks of associations that otherwise that message would not be available. So this is a much larger impact than kind of vertically through a generation, which is incredible in its own right.
Absolutely.
You are culturally changing things at a regional level here, and you got to be proud of yourselves because it's huge what you're doing, but there's always challenges, and you're taking them head on. So can you tell us a bit more about the challenges that you help empower these women to conquer? I mean, some of the barriers, the biases in the workplace. Can you kind of unpack that a little bit?
So with our program, some of the barriers we actually help them face head on. So with our program, we offer academic financial support. So we give out scholarships. We assist with transportation. We assist with transportation and also with emergency funds. So any kind of layer that you could see, you might see have a barrier, we are there to assist them. Our goal is to completely get them to their education. And then in regards to some of the biases and things that they might face in the workplace, really that's where our partnership with Pass the Torch comes in. Through the Project Grow module that the students go through, they're able to get that professional development, leadership skills that really help them, especially with our group. You're a female, you're going into a tech field, you might be the only one there. There might be just two of you. How can you both work together? What kind of skills have you learned from Pass the Torch that you can incorporate into what you're learning on the job? And I think that's what Samantha and Julie do a wonderful job at. They really make sure that it is a real life situation, not, oh, you might end up in this situation. It's very hands-on so that they're aware.
And life is not as we all know, not a one-size-fits-all. Everybody's journey is completely different. There's ebbs and flow. There are random changes. There are horrific things that happen that you need to pick up from. And so your organization does a really good job, I feel, of meeting women where they are, no matter what circumstance they're in. It's a matter of filling in those holes, identifying, areas for improvement, areas where you can improve and adjust, and then really setting them back on their path, which I think is awesome. Because life is hard, and sometimes you just need that extra push and that extra help. And I really appreciate that you all do that.
But developing a program that is that recon. That real world recon, kind of boots on the ground, and being able to pass back to other members, hey, this is what we're experiencing, this is how you handle it. That's an organic organism at that point in time, is that it's
authentic.
It's authentic, but it's also it's self-learning, so to speak. So you can really start creating tomes of information and guidance that would not be hypothetical or conjecture. This is real world stuff.
Yeah, and Pass the Torch does a wonderful job of identifying mentors that can really be on the level with the students and really explain to them that this is what you're going to reach. And their mentors are just absolutely wonderful. They're very telling, they're very open and honest. So really anything that our students want to share with them, they're able to reach on any other level. Sometimes Samantha will find out stuff about our students before I'm able to, and we're able to kind of tag team and make sure we get them the right resources or even the right mentor that might have gone through a similar situation that we can assist them.
Well, and I will share, too, we do have that whole category of women that we work with that are the developing professionals. These are women that have knowledge and expertise. They give an hour a month back to mentoring a female college student, but they can also be mentored themselves. There's something about mentoring that really can propel your career as a mentor, just by kind of sharing your best practices.
Well, I come from Taekwondo and martial arts, and one of the precepts is when one teaches to learn. So it's constantly that as you are teaching to a mentor or a mentee, then you are not only affirming yourself, but you're also learning yourself all over again. Right. So you're absolutely correct.
Right.
That's that space.
And then those seasoned professional executives support each other organically through peer-to-peer networking that we do every other month. So, Samantha is working, throughout the year with the students on 7 or 8 different classes that we're teaching, different modules. But the networking is also so key.
Part of your communication is a monthly mentoring chat. It's a pretty unique offering. What's the history there, and who would you like to get involved with that? That's your ongoing podcast and ongoing communication, right?
So we really have this really robust Rolodex of either developing professionals or the seasoned professional executives, many of which are donors in a group called our 500 Circle. But to give you an idea, we have interviewed Davisha Fredericks, for example, who has her own Speak Up, Say Up nonprofit foundation that helps domestic violence survivors. We also interview women who are key in their field. We interviewed someone last month, Akila Darden, who is a project manager in a construction industry. So it's different fields, different people who have had interesting jobs that can share their life cycle and their job experiences with us. So it's been can really run the gamut.
That's excellent. How long have you been doing that?
Since the organization was founded in 2014. So
Excellent.
Can you touch on the process to becoming a mentor? Because I think this sounds amazing. And what would that process look like for somebody who wants to get involved?
yeah, and I'll let Samantha address that issue. We have a variety of ways people can get involved, but it's a pretty simple process.
It is. If you are interested in being a mentor at all, and we have men and women who are mentors,
Yes.
you're able to reach out to us at www.passthetorchforwomen.org, so our website, and we're able to just connect with you, have a conversation, maybe grab some coffee. If you're not here in Indianapolis, then we're happy to have a phone call. But really get to know you and ask you questions about what is your passion with mentoring and just understand exactly where it's coming from, the opportunity. And so we're able to connect and then in turn, it's very turnkey, like Julie mentioned. We'll connect you to someone in our office. You'll set up a profile online and that collects just your information, maybe what you're looking for in a mentor or mentee. And then past that point, it's pretty turnkey and simple. You'll get a connection email and the rest is history.
And then it's a match forever.
It's a match forever. Yeah, absolutely.
I may want to add, too, that what we want to do is give the developing professionals and the female college students a variety of mentors that they can meet. So we will assign a mentee to a mentor for 3 months. We just signed for October, November, and December. And after their 3 one-hour sessions, they can continue to stay involved and connect and maintain that relationship. But in January, the mentee is going to get a different executive. And so over the course of the year, they meet many different people so that they get different perspectives on their goals, and they also have more contacts and connections. So
Excellent. Well, we want to give you a chance to give a shout out to some of your sponsors. Anyone that you'd care to recognize?
absolutely. Our statewide presenting sponsor is Strata Education Network. Without them, we would not have our Project Grow program, and this is the 3rd year they've funded that. We also have a very generous gift from the Lilly Endowment and an academic institution in Massachusetts called Bay Path University. But some of our corporate higher level sponsors would be IPL, the NCAA, One America, Indiana Farm Bureau, Three Rivers Credit Union, Next Gear, St. Vincent Women's Hospital, and those are really just the high-level sponsors. We have an abundance of additional sponsors that support us as well that are on our website. So our
She
organization...
came prepared, you realize.
Yeah, I didn't want to forget anybody because really it's the backbone of the foundation, and without that support, we wouldn't be able to provide the services to the students or the developing.
And you really want to give accolades to those sponsors that invest in, and they're focused on growth of awareness, and they're putting their money where their mouth is, you know. And on top of that, offering up mentors from those organizations. So for those organizations and brands, you certainly want to, and you want to give a shout out socially and just lift them, because a lot of times they don't say that they're doing these things, or they won't bring attention to themselves. They're doing it because they absolutely have that focus and drive, right? So it's about us as a community to come alongside them and give them affirmation. Hey, you're doing the right thing. You're doing a great thing in that space. So we'll certainly do that post show. Any final thoughts towards young women that are on the career path of STEM, or even haven't even considered it yet? What would you say to a young woman in today's age?
Well, I think Darcy in your last segment really said it well when she said, just do it and believe in yourself. Yeah. I mean, because you can't do what you don't dream. Right. And some of these women, they don't even know what these jobs look like. So just to be exposed to role models and mentors, to see that some of these women that are in our program as mentors have had some difficult paths, and they did it, And so to be able to see that is very encouraging, and it makes it happen. And Samantha, what would you say?
My father always taught me that you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with.
Excellent.
So I think it's very imperative to be able to surround yourself with really great people because you're only going to be like those people. And so it's really great when you have the opportunity to really sit around. Who are your personal board of directors? Who are people who are going to be your cheerleaders? Who are those people who are going to be your accountability partner? And just really reflect on that and really be genuine and authentic. If you ask our students, that they'll know that my favorite word is authenticity. and so it's really a great thing when you are able to be that light for someone else, and it's really a gravitational push.
What
Ariel,
about you?
final
And
words.
I would just say, just really move forward STEM, really move towards tech. It's a wonderful industry. There's flexibility, there's room for growth, there's room to be innovative, anything you can think of. And just also, like you said earlier, celebrate those partners. Indy Women in Tech has been a partner for our organization, and they have just been wonderful of opening doors and making sure the funding and support is available to make sure women know that tech is awesome and possible.
Excellent. All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for wrapping
Yes,
up our
thank
show
you.
today. It's a great themed show. And
We can do anything.
Yay.
That's my call
even-
out to the internet.
So on the show notes, we're going to have all of our guests and the links to the different websites and social media. Please lift those organizations up. It's important for them to know that you're watching, that you're aware to our social media community. So you can check out the Pass the Torch Foundation at passthetorch4women.org, Twitter Pass the Torch, #4women, Pass the Torch for Women Foundation on Facebook, and all the Pass the Torch for Women on Instagram. It's all there. Check out everything, and I tell you what, it's so very, very important that employers and Indianapolis companies gather around and lift up women in the workplace, especially in the tech and STEM environments, because they're being underserved, and it's a goal that we should have for Indianapolis to be able to break the national averages and kind of reset the discussion here. So starting from these organizations here, if we can keep the mantra going, if we can keep the energy going, and awareness of what needs to happen in Indianapolis, we're all the better for it, and across the board. So thank you, ladies, so much for your time.
Thank
and
you.
yeah, you're more than welcome. And we're certainly going to be watching from afar and giving you some kudos and shouts whenever you need them.
Absolutely.
We
And you need to
appreciate
come
that.
out to our netwalk Saturday.
I think we may be able to muster that.
That would be great.
Fantastic.